I'm glad you decided to meet up, Demolition Daryl. Yeah, well, you know, I'm always ready for one more job. And how is business anyway? It's about to be booming, I tell you what. Now we're just waiting on our third. Yeah, speaking of the devil. Bullet Hole Bill, it's about time you showed up. Flatfoot Thompson, the man with the plan. You ready to give them Hanford boys 1-4? They won't know what hit them.
Meanwhile, at the Hanford mine, Jeb and his son Jacob Hanford get ready to retire after a long day's work.
So I just picked up the Lumibricks Funwhole alternative brick brand set for this Old West gold mine. And you already saw a preview of it built, but it's hella cool. It came with these 3 figures, which are the Lumibrick Funwhole brand minifigures. They can't be like Lego figures. And they're pretty fun, though. They're just not Lego themselves. And you saw I made my own guys that are pretty fun with just my own spare parts of things that look pretty Western. But these guys have great printing, and they do have good movement with their legs, and you can move the waist around, and you can move the wrist around on their arms too, which is cool. It's just, they got that funny shape. Although I will say, I actually like this little dip they have on their face to give them like this little chin thing to make their heads unique. I think that actually looks pretty fun. And of course, all their headpieces, their hair and stuff, is Lego compatible, so that's cool. Give you a good look at each of these before we actually look at the main set. It's a shame their torsos aren't compatible, because I really like most of these prints. So this right here is the mine, and it is pretty damn cool. I made a few small modifications after building it, but then I decided to take them off of the build for showing this review. So if there's a few things that are a tiny bit off, I apologize for that. I must have just removed to do a thing. But I'm also going to show you the small things I did as well. But this is it just as the set comes. And you get this really cool minecart here, which I like a lot. And you can see they do a really good job with this gold plating there. It's got this nice metallicness going on. Very cool, and I like how this just kind of fits and rolls pretty well on there. Only problem is it doesn't really stop at the end on either way because of how they didn't give you enough bricks to block off the path. How great is this? For the little creek side there, we got this little pan for trying to get gold, and it even has these metallic gold specks printed onto it. That is so cool. What a great detail. That's so fun. And these Funwhole Lumibrick sets are all about those lights too. So I gotta show you this with the lights going. And this here is the back. And this is the back illuminated. And here we can see it without the lights. I like the different color lights for the different effects and such, but I do have to say the very deep red light on the top up here is probably the least effective. Still, it looks really cool. The back is a great little mine area. It looks good, but it's just not as playable as I thought it would be, because like if we take my figure here, he doesn't really fit inside this little tiny cave as well as you'd like, nor is there really any room for placement up here, like just a tiny bit, but barely. You know what I'm saying? You could maybe clip a guy right there, but there's not too much you can actually do as far as posing or placing a guy. Maybe it helps if I take his hat off, but even without his hat, you know, it's still pretty limited space for clicking and playing. And he's still not going to fit up in there. But as you can see with them side by side, a Lumi dude and a Lego dude are not quite the same height, with both having some headgear. The Lego fella's just going to be a smidge taller, which I think does make the difference, as the Lumi guy barely makes it inside that cave anyhow. But he does seem to fit a bit better on that top area. All the same, the brick quality was fantastic as far as clutch and build. The specialized pieces to fit the wiring in is pretty great, and the battery box is built into it, but it can slide out and just is kind of connected in barely. Very easy to take it out and replace the batteries, and you only got to pop out 1 or 2 bricks, which come on back there real easy. You will see that there is some mold injection spots that do show through there and aren't quite as clean. That's the biggest complaint I can have about it, but I'm even seeing that with Lego nowadays too. But the terrain build for this thing was quite fantastic. It was really fun to put together, and there was even some fun play features within it too, which I enjoyed. I will say that this creek area here built on the side is not the sturdiest. You do got to be careful where you pick it up or how you pick it up, because it is just kind of connected with these river bits here with the clear translucent plastic. This was just my idea. There was actually a flame piece connected right there, but I took it off and hung this up because I thought that was pretty cool. But that's the only that's the only not intended thing I think I have as it is right now. I really like that corned beef print there. I thought that was fun. The tent I had a little trouble with getting folded up just right, but very cool. The little print there with the letter I like. Got this gunpowder, and there's actually little black bits in there. I thought that was pretty funny. Some absolute great details in this set, like the different rock faces and this old bull skull out here, and the creek side, and the little cacti, and some wonderful original prints there, like this pan and the mine sign and that gunpowder keg. But this is a great print there too. And the print on this letter that we saw inside the little tent there actually shows the the post office that Lumibricks has a set of, so that's pretty fun. But they'll always be Funwhole in my heart. My favorite print's got to be this can of corned beef in this map, though. Those two are just fantastic. Get ready, here's another fun little play feature. This play feature is the best. You push the lever and it explodes the mine open. It's even a gold piece that blasts out. Although I will say, looking at this, that's a modification I forgot to take out for the review. I built up that little area in there with an extra gold piece and filled it out. There was a bit more of a hole that showed you the inside of the cave, and I wanted to be completely sealed up from the outside before you blew it up. But everything else I think is how it was supposed to be built with the set. I should point out this comes with this little crane side build module. You can just kind of set wherever you like. The build's pretty fun. It works good. You just turn this lever to bring the string up or down. The string was a pain in the butt to tie to these two separate hooks, which you're supposed to use to hook to either side of this mine here, or this mine cart, to lift it up. But you know, it works in practice all right. You know, this just turns on a little ball joint here, but you can't move it from a full 360 or nothing, which is a little bit of a bummer. But it's pretty fun. It's a nice little side build inclusion to have, and it adds to the scenery and the fun. Let me show you how this crane actually works. So you have this ball joint right here, so this can just move that far down, that far, the side. You can go that far down that way, so it goes pretty good up and down, but side to side not so much. And you can't actually spin this around, so it doesn't go all the way. It would have really been something else if they just gave us the ability to have this actually spin around. Could do a lot more, but this fits in right there. You can click it in, and that's a spot where it actually can reach the mine cart, and you just use one hook to get in on one side and one on the other. So you do generally have to pick it up to get it lined up and which kind of defeats the thing. But Then you can set it on down in there, and you can reel it in if you want to. So it will lift the thing up. There you go. And that's just the thing, is you can only move it so far, since this won't spin all the way around. But I guess you can just spin it around like that and use your imagination for some brick venture, you know what I'm saying? Just put old Jeb right here actually moving the thing. Very cool. Here's a simple modification. Put a 1x2 brick right there, and now it actually stops the cart when it goes all the way around. Do the same to the front by putting in one 2x2 flat tile. Making it one stud taller keeps it from falling off. So using spare parts, just adding extra terrain, like right there, or a little extra gold in there. Some more terrain over here with a little bit of gold hidden in. A little extra something there. And hey, did I even show the inside of that cave proper? Like I said, you can't really fit much in there, but you got that cool little lantern inside, which I think is fun. And if we look up here too, this is the top up here. And not much space to be playing or doing a thing in, but it looks cool. And you can fit one guy up in there, but your posability and actual display ability is very limited. So this is more about playing with imagination and the fun of the build than if you're actually going to have like a super clean collector display piece. You just got to be okay with the limited space and what you can do with it. Overall though, I like this set a whole lot. It scratches an itch I've wanted to scratch for a long time now, which is a small but decent sized Western set. And this thing is a whole lot of fun. It has a few flaws, but they're real small, and as we saw, the biggest one was the perfect spacing of the Lego minifigures in the back of the cave. But we can still make it work, and overall the set is great. The brick quality's fantastic. I've been really happy with Lumibricks Funwhole. This is the second set I've gotten from them. The first being the original set I bought that I mocked into my Lego comic shop about 2 years ago, and you can see the video of that thing. It's one of the first ones I uploaded, but I like this thing a whole lot. It gets my highest recommendations of 9 out of 10 lawn flamingos with just a tiny bit of room for improvement, because it can have that, but I like it a hell of a lot. I will say you can make these Lego minifigures with parts that are currently on the Lego Pick a Brick website right now, and parts that are at the Lego store Build a Minifigure section, and I have one at a mall within driving distance of me, so I'm a bit lucky there. However, the hat on him and the beard on him are taken from a collectible Lego minifigure or two that I just stole some parts from. But you can get his hat on the Lego website right now, and his body and paints off of the store, and everything on him except for the hat was ordered off of the website. But yeah, anyhow, thank you for joining me, and hey, let's catch up with them Hanford boys and the bandits, huh? Oh boy, Pops, I'm tired after a long day. You telling me? Little do the Hanford boys realize that danger arrives on the other side of the river. Will they be able to defend their hard-toiled treasure? Tune in next time to Lego Western World.